Welcome to today's episode on this podcast. I want to talk to you about what it really takes to become a real estate agent. Better yet, I want to talk to you about what becomes a successful one. This is the thing. Everybody thinks that being a real estate agent is glamorous. It's big money, flexible hours, luxury homes. If it were really that easy, there wouldn't be so many lawsuits against the industry right now. The truth, real estate is brutally difficult and most agents don't make it. So let me give you some perspective. There are about 1.5 million licensed real estate agents in the United States. Over half have been in the business for less than 5 years. The average agent is almost 60 years old. And here's the kicker. Last year, more than 70% of agents didn't even sell a single house. Think about that. 70%. And with the economy and market shifts, we're seeing those numbers have not improved. So no, this career is not what you see on $1 Million Listing. Most agents are not pulling down 6 or 7 figures selling luxury properties. So let me take you back a little bit to when I started in 2003. I just moved from Las Vegas to California. I was a police officer in Las Vegas, and I wanted to be a police officer in LA, but after I went through all the testing and I was waiting for my acceptance letter to the academy, I made a really difficult decision. As I decided that starting a family and having kids and stuff in LA and being a police officer was probably not a good idea for me at all. So after a few false starts and a few other type of professions I was trying, I ended up landing in real estate, and I took the exam and I failed the first time. I passed the second time because I realized the secret to passing the real estate exam is practice test, practice test, practice test, practice test, practice test, and practice test. I had no sphere of influence and I didn't have anybody to call. So what I did is I hustled and I got lists of phone numbers and names from my title rep, and I just started cold calling. And I made up this script based on hearing everybody around me. And the script was I would call people and we go just cold call out of the blue, pick areas, and I would just cold call people and go, hey, my name is Frank Bernard. Sorry, restart. I haven't done this in years. Hi, my name is Frank. I'm a real estate agent. I have a buyer looking in your neighborhood. If I can get you the price for a house, would you sell it? No? Okay, click. Hi, my name is Frank. That was it. That was it. Over and over and over and over again. I added direct mail, talked to family, and I talked to friends, and my first deal ended up coming from my brother-in-law's sister, and then my mother-in-law, and then my father-in-law ended up buying 5 or 6 houses without me. Without me. He would not use me. He never gave me a reason. He dodged the question. He basically avoided me. And one day he's like, oh yeah, I just got a house in Palm Springs. Oh, I just sold my house in Oxnard. Oh, I just used the area expert. Come on. For anybody that's like, oh, my family members won't use me. I get you. I get you. I'm pretty sure he just didn't like me. But the cold calls and the mailers worked. I ended up doing something like $165,000 in my first 6 months as a real estate agent. I was rookie of the year. So that experience taught me that the number one thing most agents lack and miss and don't have is the right mindset. People say they know it's going to be hard becoming a real estate agent, but they don't realize how hard. Whatever number you got in your head on how difficult you think that's going to be, multiply it by 10, and then you're getting close. So case in point, last weekend, my wife had a listing and she hates sitting open houses. She's female and it's just not the way she builds her business. She does other things. And so she doesn't do a lot of open houses. And so someone offered to do an open house for her. She was super excited. And so the guy came up and he was basically like, I'm doing 4 open houses this weekend. I'm doing Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon. And in 23 years, I've never seen anyone do that. I've managed thousands of agents. I've recruited thousands of agents, and I've never seen that type of hustle to do 4 open houses every weekend. And he said he did it every weekend. I guess you could do it on Friday too and kick it up a notch even more, but that's the kind of grind most agents won't even touch. And here's what blows my mind. Agents will complain that they aren't making money and then they'll take weekends off. Why? Why are you taking weekends off? That's prime time when people are home. That's when you should be door knocking. That's when you should be making calls. That's when you should be hosting open houses. If you're not where you want to be, you don't get days off. If financially, if you're good, then I get it. But if you're not and you're trying to build a business, you've got to go all in. So every year About 5 million homes sell in the US, give or take. And there's agents out there that are closing hundreds of deals. I have friends that are closing over 200 deals a year. So if they're doing that, why can't you sell 10 or 20 homes? The opportunity is there. The difference is execution and effort. And with the market shifting, you're seeing more of those "we buy houses" signs and commercials. That's the signal. That's what's telling you it's a good time to buy, because when the investors are buying is when you should be buying. Interest rates, it doesn't matter. Not as much as you think. So let me take you back to one of my biggest regrets that I've ever had. And that's not buying every piece of real estate that I've ever seen in my entire life back in my 20s. So the average price of a home in my area in Los Angeles was $350,000 in 2003. Actually, and if you go back to earlier than that, when in my 20s in Las Vegas, the average house was $300,000, $250,000. Those homes today are closer to $1 million. So if I had figured out how to buy one house a year for every year, and this is the thing, if I bought every house that I looked at, regardless of price, regardless of location, regardless of condition, regardless of interest rate, regardless of anything, and just bought it, I'd be flying around on a private jet right now instead of recording this podcast. I wouldn't even know who you people are. Like, I'd be going to my private island. I'd have so much money and stack so much cash over that period of time by just doing that. So here's the takeaway. Real estate is hard, but it's only hard because most people won't do the work. You're willing to outwork everyone. I mean everyone. There's no reason you can't succeed. Remember, it's all about the effort you put in. It's all about mindset. If anybody else that looked like you, sounded like you, was even close to having your story, if anybody else like that did it, then you can too. So get out there, execute, hustle, get your mind right, stay positive. And remember, wherever you go, there you are, because that's where it's at. Love you. See you. Bye.